Along with Force Choke, Force Lightning is perhaps the most iconic darkside ability in the whole of Star Wars. Most people know of the classic blue or purple lightning seen in the films, but there are in fact a whole plethora of different colours. Today we will discuss all of the different Force Lightning colours from both canon and legends, explaining how powerful they each are, what they mean, and who used them. And if you are enjoying these longer videos here on VF2, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and watch until the end for the YouTube algorithm, so I know to keep making these daily longer videos. Over the next few days, I'll be making a video on all the Force Lightning abilities, including Force Maelstrom, Force Tempest, and Force Storm, so make sure to hit the notification bell for when that video comes out. I'd also like to add that this video will contain a lot of speculation and theory. Some other Star Wars YouTubers like to claim that the meanings and power levels of Force Lightning are an absolute fact. However, save for a few examples, this is not the case. Unfortunately, there isn't actually a lot of hard evidence or official explanations for the different colours of Force Lightning. Nevertheless, we will be delving deep into the lore, doing our utmost to untangle the fragments of evidence to try and discern the truth and come up with some conclusions and theories. First of all, we will start with the most common form of the ability, blue Force Lightning. Just like the next colour on the list, purple, blue Force Lightning required the user to reach into the darkest depths of their soul, utilising all the hatred they could possibly muster to unleash a powerful torrent of energy. While incredibly painful, it wasn't usually deadly, making it one of the weaker forms of Force Lightning. Blue Lightning would usually be utilised by less powerful Sith apprentices, such as Darth Tyrannus. However, the colour of one's lightning was not the sole determinant of power. Skill with the Force Lightning ability and all its variants was often far more important. For instance, Darth Malgus and Starkiller used blue Force Lightning, while also being famed as some of the most talented users of this ability. Additionally, in canon, Palpatine uses blue Force Lightning in The Rise of Skywalker to take down a whole fleet of starships, suggesting purple isn't always more powerful than blue. With that being said, blue was generally perceived as less powerful than purple. Just like blue, purple was powered by the darkside wielder's pure hatred and desire to inflict pain upon their opponent. Notable practitioners were Darth Bane, Vitiate, and Palpatine, three of the most proficient users of Force Lightning in galactic history. At the height of his power, Palpatine was able to instantly vaporize opponents using purple lightning. If I was to speculate as to the true differences between blue and purple lightning, I would argue that purple drew upon deeper emotions of pure hatred, while blue lightning may have drawn upon other emotions such as anger or lust for power, as well as hatred. As hatred is one of, if not the most powerful darkside emotion, it meant that purple lightning was generally the most powerful, especially when used by a hate-filled being such as Vitiate or Palpatine. However, this depended upon the individual and the situation, hence why more warrior-like and less hate-filled Sith such as Darth Malgus could use this ability to a high level despite having blue Force Lightning. Anyway, that's just my speculation. Let me know what you think down below. Red Force Lightning is by far my favourite version of this ability. Not only does it look awesome, it is said to be the most powerful. And although this has never been officially stated, there is a lot of evidence for this. The Sun, the literal embodiment of the dark side, used this colour variation, and it has also been shown that Darth Vader, if he wasn't confined to his cybernetic suit, also would have had Red Force Lightning. In Legends, other powerful Force users, such as Darth Plagueis' master, Darth Tenebrous, used this coloration, further adding to the hypothesis that it was indeed the most powerful. It was said that Red Force Lightning could not be learned. It was an ability you were innately born with. Getting struck by Red Force Lightning also had another strange side effect. It could strip the victim of their very connection to the Force itself. However, while Red Force Lightning was likely the most powerful, that does not mean that every wielder of Red Force Lightning is extremely powerful. For instance, Palpatine was said to be a far more sophisticated wielder of Force Lightning than Darth Tenebrous. Nevertheless, it was the most feared version, largely due to its association with the Sun, the most powerful darkside wielder in all of Star Wars. White Force Lightning is another variation from Star Wars Legends that I would love to see expanded upon in canon. This has only ever been seen used by the Hidden One, the leader of a strange group known as the Hidden Ones. The Hidden Ones were a subsect of the Barrando Sages, a lightside Force sect native to the Keldor. This group were quite extraordinary and were able to perform some extremely unique Force abilities, most notably weather manipulation. White Force Lightning was one such ability. The Hidden One used White Force Lightning in a duel with Luke Skywalker, although Luke was able to easily block it with his lightsaber. It has been speculated that this was in fact a variation of the Electric Judgment ability used by Plo Koon, which we will discuss later on in the video. Another powerful version of Force Lightning we know little about is Black Force Lightning. The only known wielder of it was Jaina Solo, the daughter of Han and Leia. It is completely unknown as to why it was coloured black, although it was powerful enough to debilitate several Yuzong-born warriors. Some, including myself in my older videos, have speculated that this form of Force Lightning was unique to the Skywalker bloodline. Jaina used this ability in a burst of anger, suggesting that this is the source of this lightning colour's power, not hatred, as is the case for regular Force Lightning. It also didn't seem to push her entirely to the dark side, indicating that it is not very corrupting, and therefore more similar to the next colour on this list. Next up, we have a colour that is distinct from many other forms of Force Lightning. Yellow Lightning could be seen as the light side version of this ability. However, many others see it as more of a grey ability than a dark or light side ability. Yellow Force Lightning even has its own name, Force or Electric Judgment, with Plo Koon being a notable practitioner. Plo Koon discovered this ability by accident after confronting a serial killer who had taken a young girl as a hostage. During this encounter, Plo let out a barrage of yellow Force Lightning at the criminal. However, he noted that he felt complete control of his emotions, therefore determining that it was the will of the Force and not a perversion of it, like regular Force Lightning. Plo later noted he felt no fear or hatred, but was instead filled with an intense desire to bring justice against those who deserved it. Generally, Electric Judgment was less powerful than regular Force Lightning, usually depicted as a short bolt of energy. Interestingly, however, members of the Eternal Empire also used yellow Force Lightning, most notably Arkan. While Arkan did use the dark side, he also used the light side, putting him firmly in the grey area of the Force. Unlike Jedi who have utilised yellow Force Lightning, this version seems to be almost as powerful and maybe even as powerful as regular Force Lightning. This suggests that while yellow Force Lightning can be a light side ability, if used to its full extent, it can also be a dark side ability. This is backed up by Canon, where we get to see Darth Momin use a large amount of yellow Force Lightning to power a machine to freeze time in an entire village. Although there is no explanation as to why his Force Lightning is yellow, we can certainly be sure he was drawing upon the dark side, further suggesting that yellow lightning, at least in canon, can sometimes be associated with the darker aspects of the Force. Green Force Lightning was very similar to yellow. In fact, some Jedi who used the Electric Judgment ability actually produced green lightning, usually referred to as Emerald Lightning. As far as I know, there is no known reason as to why some light side wielders have green and some have yellow. It is possible the users of Green Force Lightning were unknowingly tapping into the other more powerful known variation of Green Force Lightning, used most famously by Mother Talzin. This version of Force Lightning was said to have been channeled through Talzin from the spirit Ichor of Dathomir, much like other Night Sister magic. Night Sister Force Lightning seemed to be concentrated into a single beam and could only hit one target at a time. However, it was extremely powerful, able to destroy a B-1 battle droid in mere seconds. Explaining the intricacies of Night Sister magic and its relationship with the Force is extremely hard to do in a video like this one, and I'll definitely be going into more depth on this subject very soon. The brief version is that the Night Sisters did not believe in the Force, nor did they believe in good or evil. Instead, they served the will of the spirits. They believed that the spirits of all creatures existed within a different realm and were ruled over by two twin deities, the Fang God and the Wing Goddess, or as we know them, the son and the daughter. Interestingly, Night Sister magic, while heavily influenced by the dark side, was produced by channeling the power of the Wing Goddess, the literal embodiment of the light side of the Force. If I was to wager, I would argue that the Night Sister variant of Force Lightning is similar to Emerald Lightning or Electric Judgment, drawing upon the light side of the Force, but tainted heavily by the dark side if used to its fullest extent. And while I am merely hypothesizing, I believe that this is how all Force Lightning worked, regardless of its coloration. If used in small doses and for the right reasons, as was the case with Electric Judgment, it could be considered a light side ability. However, as Darth Plagueis stated,
"True Force Lightning requires strength of a sword only a Sith can command, because we accept consequence and reject compassion."
In my humble opinion, as the shamanistic and strange practices of the Night Sisters show, the Force is far more complicated than simply the light or the dark. Similar to the meaning of lightsaber colours we discussed in this video, the various colours of Force Lightning likely represent the relationship between the endless plethora of emotions and the Force, a relationship so infinitely complex, no student of the Force could possibly hope to fully understand it.